Hello and welcome to this 5-minute teaching on the supernatural love of God. I'm Pastor Jack Shoup with Grace Fellowship of Georgetown, Kentucky. We're looking at how we can dominate the air around us by the supernatural agape love of God. We discovered that Paul said, I was caught up to the third heaven. We define the three heavens as the third heaven is the realm where God's throne is. It's the highest level. The first heaven is the universe we live in, the earth and everything around us is the first heaven. In fact, your physical body is made up of first heaven substance, atoms, molecules, all first heaven products. And then the second heaven we declare it as the realm of the soul heaven. It's a realm dominated by thought and emotion. And the second heaven is actually sandwiched between the dimensions of the first and the third. I know this sounds a little bit strange. It's not what you've heard in the past probably. But the heavens are dimensionally stacked. And so when we feel like we're being dominated by demonic forces, that feeling we're feeling is in the second heaven. Our emotions are picking up what the enemy is doing. But as we'll, instead of reacting to it in a negative fashion, we can worship God. We can praise God. We can speak the word. And as we do this, the word says he inhabits our praises, and God's presence, his love, his peace, his joy, descends from the third heaven dimension and starts to infiltrate the second heaven where we're at. And as that love penetrates the second heaven, it drives out the demonic forces that are trying to bring us into feelings of unworthiness, anger, whatever it might be. And so we're called not just to, how can I say this, to experience the love of God. We're called to carry it. And as we learn in these last days how to carry the agape of God, we can dominate the atmosphere wherever we go and bring restoration and revival and salvation. That's really God's assignment for us, is to be carriers of agape, that everybody we come in contact with reacts to it. Which brings me to a point I want to make right now. I mentioned a session or two ago how right now in the world, the enemy's really trying to sow seeds of anger, rage, distrust, hatred, murder. I mean, we lost Charlie Kirk to a spirit of murder that was manifested upon people. And we as human beings can fall subject to those same demonic impartations. If you get around a riot, around a group of people angry, and you're not trained how to resist those feelings, what happens is we will react to it. And all of a sudden we will be angry, furious, full of rage, and again, subject to responding to those feelings. But instead, and this is very important we get this, we're called to change the atmosphere, not react to it. Now, right now, there's a lot of strife going on in the nation regarding ICE and other activities, regarding whether you love President Trump or you have, TDS. You react differently to what's going on. But what's happening now is we see people operating in fury, anger, rage, and we know a lot of times those are not founded in truth. They're founded in lies. We can get angry ourselves, or we can call upon God's peace to sustain us through these times. Now again, we're called to be atmospheric transformers, not reactors. And if you want to carry the supernatural love of God, it's vital, it's paramount. We don't fall subject or prey to aligning ourselves with those feelings. See, right now, if you watch very much news, you'll find yourself getting angry. No matter what side you support, you'll find yourself getting angry. And if you're not careful, that anger will carry over to rage and offense and even wanting to get vengeance yourself. And listen, you will never carry the supernatural love of God reacting to the atmosphere around you, and not if it's negative. We've got to recognize what I'm feeling is not God, and then call upon God and worship him until the atmosphere changes. Because as long as we respond in rage like we see the world, don't think we're going to change anything. See, the word says By the love of God, all men will know we're his disciples, God's disciples. And if we're responding in anger and fury and rage and, inviting civil war or whatever nonsense is going on, we're not going to carry the love of God. We've got to be those that protect the atmosphere around us. We guard what we allow our emotions to react to. Be blessed.